like 3 years ago or something crazy like that.
Oh
I
boy.
signed up for some Amazon treasure truck thing, and it's like the treasure truck or treasure trove or some whatever it is, some uh alliteration like that.
Sure.
Uh, when it comes to town, you get all these super awesome deals. All right.
Okay.
Well, about 2 weeks ago, I started
Yeah.
getting almost daily texts from this thing. Like, it's here now, and here are deals. And for the most part, the deals are really good if
Okay.
you want the thing.
Sure.
So we've been talking on and off about getting like an instant pot and or an air fryer.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the instant pot ultra was on sale through this thing.
Yeah.
Like normally $140 for $70. Like, well,
Okay.
we've been
Sure.
talking about it, so why not?
Mm-hmm.
Tonight we made stew in the instant pot.
Mm-hmm.
It was fucking choice. It
Yeah.
was really good.
Listen, everybody loves their instant pot for a reason.
Yeah, that quick stew was a really good reason. That was the first thing we cooked in it.
Mm-hmm. And that low effort quick stew.
Yeah. Uh, the the most difficult part was when I went to get the meat. They didn't have stew meat, so I had to buy a chuck roast and then carve it this
Oh, you had
afternoon.
to cut your own meat.
Yeah,
Ugh.
cutting the meat isn't so much the problem; it's cutting the fat out of it.
Oh
That's
yeah,
because those ribbons of fat, because
yeah.
those
Mm-hmm.
are like thick. But I did it.
See,
Yeah.
Mom loves the instant pot.
Yep. Mom's gonna love an instant pot.
Yep.
Uh, except I told my mom that we got this thing, and she's like, "Oh, well, I hope you like it." Oh shit, great. Well, being retired,
Mm-hmm.
she's like, the biggest benefit of having an instant pot is that you can quickly cook a meal that you'd normally put in a crock pot. She's like, I got nothing but time. So it doesn't bother me to have something sitting there cooking all day. Like,
Sure.
well, bully
Well,
for
I mean,
you,
but
mom.
the second thing is that like it's also like one pot cooking too.
It is, yeah. That was really nice.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Yeah.
searing the meat in the pot and then like dumping everything in on top of that.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was pretty great.
Yep.
I got to tweak the recipe a little bit, but otherwise it's pretty damn good.
Yeah. I've made a goulash in mine. Woof.
Oh, I bet that was tasty.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Oh,
So
you
much
even use
paprika.
stuff from your garden.
Yeah. I did a
So,
lot of canning.
yeah, the other thing I learned is apparently I can get a lid for this thing that I can swap out for the lid that it comes with, and it turns it into an air fryer.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh, that's interesting.
yeah. So I'm gonna do a little more research on that to see if that's really a viable option. Because if it is, I want an air fryer, but I don't need one more appliance.
Yes.
Yeah,
I have no counter space because I have 1,800 single-use appliances, and I'll be real honest with you, that griddle is never leaving my counter.
yeah, I can see that.
Yeah, no, that griddle is so like you don't really have to clean it, right? You just
Yep,
kind of wipe it off. And if I want eggs or bacon, I could just always make eggs and bacon,
there you go.
just at a moment's notice.
Uh, we have a problem with bacon in our house because Panda loses his shit whenever something starts sizzling.
Hmm.
Uh,
Me
like,
too.
oh my god, he tenses so much that he starts quivering. Like he gets
Oh,
so
wow.
tense.
All
Like
right.
it's like super anxious for him. And we're not sure like 100% what's going on, but we have a
Mhm.
feeling it might be related to the fact that, just a month or two after we got him was when the toilet fire happened.
Oh yeah.
And like the house filled with smoke. And like when Holden tries to cook certain things, he gets things really smoky in the house. So we've taken to baking our bacon, and it's actually turned out really great.
I mean, it does really solve the grease problem.
Yeah.
Because I despise having splattered grease all over stuff.
Oh, yeah, especially myself.
Yeah, and well, I don't mind that part. I don't mind so much. I just don't like it on the counter, and I don't like it on like just stuff.
Everywhere. Yep.
Hmm.
Yeah, it definitely takes care of that problem too.
Yeah,
You still get that nice bacon smell in the house too.
bacon smells mostly why you do it. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Hmm.
Yep. I made fajitas last night and
Hmm.
Panda lost his mind
Yeah,
because there was sizzling happening.
lots of sizzling.
Yep.
I went down to Cherokee for street tacos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How are those?
Uh, street tacos. The
I mean, street
apparently,
tacos for Cinco, right?
yeah. So for non-St. Louis people, Cherokee is like our Hispanic street. So went down there, like Anna and I went down there and got some tacos because she lives like, 2 blocks from there.
Yeah, not very far at all.
And apparently the Cherokee Business Association is like, yeah, we're not really going to do anything for Cinco de Mayo this year. Yeah, that's not how that works.
Yeah, that
Got
group can say that, but
Yeah,
what?
he got even reasonably close, and people are walking around with like plastic fish bowls full of margaritas, and I'm like, this is the first street festival I've been to since Mardi Gras.
A little bit.
Oh,
Yeah.
2020.
Oh, yeah. It's been a
Yeah,
while.
it has been a hot minute. And Luke was over here the other day, left me this Cayman Jack margarita cocktail thing.
Yeah. How is it? I've seen those in the store.
It tastes just like a Smirnoff Ice.
Oh, well,
Yeah, maybe a little more margarita-y, but not much.
yeah.
I don't think I will be drinking many of these.
Pass them off
I,
to somebody.
I suspect this is why he did not care that I was going to drink them.
I'm surprised my whiskey made it home after that. My only bet is he didn't see it.
Oh no. Spoiler, they're not great. I recommend getting them as cold as possible.
Yeah.
Not right. Well, actually, if you put some ice in a blender and put this in there, it actually might not like turn it into a slushy. It might actually be pretty good.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that. I have not had those specifically, but I've had things like that. And they tend to be mostly underwhelming.
Yeah. I would rather just make my own
Yeah, it's not that difficult to make.
margarita. Yeah. Flavored ale.
Well, Dr. Meyer is giving his commentary throughout.
Yeah.
So we may or may not see Elena this evening. She is indisposed at the moment, but is going to be try to be joining us soon. Eric's out.
Eric's out for whatever reason.
And we worked ahead a little bit, and we can say that next week we're going to talk about Tenet.
Mm-hmm. And
then week after that, I don't think we decided the order.
Yeah, Tenet and then Bad Education.
All right, cool.
I was-
That's the one with Hugh Jackman?
Bad Education?
Yeah.
No. It was a
Which-
Spanish film. Oh,
Okay,
Tony.
There's another Bad Education then.
Yeah. This is Pablo Almodovar.
Oh, because I've seen Bad Education starring Hugh Jackman. So Good thing that we clarified that, because man, that would have been an experience.
Yeah, so that was the thing. So when I brought that up in the chat, you were very quick to say, "I've seen that. That'll be a good discussion." And I was like, "Wow, that's a 2004 Spanish film." Tony was just like, "I have seen that."
No, I have not seen that one.
Tony, it is a ride.
I've seen the I guess 2019 2020 HBO made for HBO film, Bad Education, that's based on events in the Northeast. I don't remember exactly where, but
Can you not put pictures into the comments on these things? God damn it. I'm trying to put the picture of this director for Luke, and just not working for me the way I want it to be working.
What's the guy's name?
Pablo Almodovar, for you white people. Almodovar. I will link you the IMDb.
Oh, that's all right. I've got it worked out.
It is quite a ride, Tony. Quite a ride. I was very not. Yeah, there we go,
Guy.
Luke. Yeah, I can see why that's why they called you that in high school, Luke. I was not excited when Anna recommended I watch this movie.
I am jealous of that gentleman's hair.
Yeah, no, he's got an intense situation going on.
I like this one too.
Yeah, this is the only time I've watched a movie from a director where I was like, I'm probably gonna have to watch through this guy's entire directorial filmography. I was really into that movie. It's got a lot of stuff going on.
Cool. I will look forward to seeing that. But Tenet first, because like a day or two after we recorded, I was looking on HBO Max, and well, actually, no, I take that back. I got a notification from the HBO Max app.
Mm-hmm.
It's like Tenet's on. I'm like, what? It happened on Saturday.
Yep.
I remember that because I was like, oh, they must have done that because it must be the Saturday movie. I think HBO might be getting back into the new movie Saturday evening thing that they did for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
They actually got out of the habit over the last couple of months. I think because they ran out.
There weren't that many movies.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you messaged that, and then I started watching Bad Education. I was like, oh shit. This would be a fun conversation. It's Guy Fieri Flavor Town.
All right. Let's jump right in. Hey, this is Tony.
And this is David.
We are the Backseat Producers. And tonight we are talking about Oscar award-winning film.
And Best Actress.
Best Actress and Best Director. For, is it the first female director of color? I believe. Chloé Zhao?
I thought it was API. Maybe it is color.
I think it might be color. Yeah.
Because wasn't Sophia Coppola the first woman to win?
That's probably true.
Romeo,
I don't remember.
Where were you this entire time we were just bullshitting? Huh? Huh?
Now he's got something to say, man.
He's an unruly child, and I don't like it.
He is your Holden.
Yes. Quite loud.
So we're talking about Nomadland.
We are discussing Nomadland. Come here.
What did you think of Nomadland?
I did not enjoy the movie.
Did you think it deserved Best Picture?
I do not think it deserved Best Picture. However, it feels like Frances McDormand's performance was so good they had to give her an award, and that wasn't enough. And so then they gave her Best Picture also. And that kind of got to what she deserved for her performance. That's what I feel about this movie.
I can see that. I feel like perhaps without knowing for sure, but I feel like this movie won because there were other movies that were better, but those other movies were released to streaming services.
Ooh. Okay.
Streaming services that have been contentious to the Academy. Like they at first had a problem with streaming movies counting toward the Oscars.
That's dumb, but okay.
It is dumb. It's really dumb. But that's the way it is. I mean, that's
but every industry exists to perpetuate itself.
Right.
So.
That's the rules that they create for their industry and for this award. So there we are. I don't think this movie deserved Best Picture.
I have not seen all of the Best Picture nominees.
I have not either.
Ones I've seen, I feel like there were better options.
Yeah, my high-level review of this movie was that were it not for the fact that it starred Frances McDormand and David Strathairn.
Yep.
If it wasn't for the fact that it starred those two people, I would have thought this was a documentary.
Yes.
The style in which it was shot, the story that it told,
story-ish,
right? The message that it tried to get across, the fact that it was a period piece that didn't put itself out as a period piece until well into the movie. Like it was this nebulous period until they actually started dropping the fact that it was in 2011, 2012. It's like, oh, okay.
Oh, did they not mention that in the opening when they talked about Empire?
They might have. I don't.
Well, I guess they just say that the plant closed, but they don't tell you anything else about the timing. Like, so it could take place 10 years, like 100 years later, right?
Right, yeah. We just got a message that Lena said she'll be here shortly.
All right, well, we got to hurry up to the rest of the episode so we end right as she arrives.
So, yeah, I was really underwhelmed with the movie, with the not story, with the way that it was shot.
Yep.
And Frances McDormand's performance didn't really start working for me until probably about 2/3 of the way through the movie.
Had you read any of the trivia about the movie before you started?
Zero.
Okay, so I started watching the movie and then got bored almost immediately.
Yeah. Yep.
So then I started reading the trivia about the movie, about how like most of the people in the movie are real people.
That tracks.
That are just, they're not actors, they're just real people. And like
that's the way
probably,
it felt.
Yeah, probably that there's a penultimate scene, and it's difficult to even say this is a spoiler because there's no plot to the movie. So there's nothing to spoil. the thing that really got me so like keyed up about Frances McDormand was one of the trivia pieces is she at some point talks about her husband dying to this guy, right? And the guy she's talking to is not an actor. He's just a guy,
Yeah.
just some dude who's living this nomad life. And after the scene is over, he like he's talking to her and he's like, wow, it was pretty a deeply emotional thing. I'm so sorry about your husband. And she's like, my husband is still alive. I am an actress and this is like we are shooting a movie. And he's like, what?
Was that the guy who talked about his son?
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
man.
And so then after that scene, I was like, this is a fucking weird thing now. Because like this dude, he's like, I don't really ever talk about my son, and then talks about his son, and then like this, like after this camera stopped rolling, she's like, all that really deep emotional stuff we just talked about. Yeah, I just made all my stuff up. Like that, none of that stuff actually happened to me. Like what? That's kind of fucked up.
Yeah, a little bit. It's a little catfishy.
Yeah, that is. There's a lot going on there.
Yeah, there is.
But also, have you read any of the trivia since?
None.
Okay, so this is gonna blow you away, and this is why I believe that Frances McDormand should win all the awards. There's the scene in the movie where she shits in a bucket.
Yeah.
She's actually shitting in a bucket. It's the first scene they shoot of the movie.
Wow.
They're just like, she and the director are in the van doing establishing shots, and like apparently her stomach was upset from dinner or whatever, and she had to shit in a bucket. That's the first scene they shot that made it into the movie.
Well,
wow.
There's an Oscar.
That's how you get an Oscar and a half.
You get that, and then you swim naked.
You don't swim naked.
Well, no, you float naked.
You allow the river to carry you along of its own accord while you lie naked and vulnerable in the water.
Yep.
All right, Zhao, I know your game. Listen, I also went to high school and then college. Lena, you're on mute.
We can see you, and you're on mute, and it's dark.
And you're still talking, but still on. This is like every work call I'm ever on.
I tried to unmute. Oh, there it goes.
Oh, she's still muted, but not muted.
She'll be back. She'll be back. I can read lips, even though it's very dark.
Yeah.
No, I did not read the trivia, but considering the style of movie this was, that doesn't surprise me at all. Like watching it, it felt like these were all real people, and that the actors were dropped into real situations.
Yeah, no, she went very method for this. Like, she actually lived in the van for months, traveling around, doing the jobs she did.
That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
I think also just the way it was shot, the cameras that they used really lent itself to that. I've seen a lot of documentaries recently, and that's the thing that it kept breaking my brain. It's like, God damn it, this feels like a fake documentary. This just feels like somebody's faking their way through a documentary.
Yeah.
And it felt ingenuine because of it.
Yeah. It's interesting to me that I did not know to the extent that culture existed. Like I have no practical connection with homelessness.
Right. Well, the other thing was that you don't really get the sense of this until the end, at least within the narrative of the film.
Mm-hmm.
is that this takes place because of the housing market crash. Like these people exist. These people haven't necessarily been doing this for long periods of time.
Yep.
That this is a product of 2008
Mm-hmm.
and the housing market crash and people just not being able to afford to live in the house that they've been in.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then it turns into a weird. It's not weird, but there's like, I don't know, a certain appeal to that nomadic existence that quickly loses its luster throughout the movie. Like, the idea sounds great. You know, you see those stupid Facebook memes of like, could you live here for a year for $1 million without having whatever? And like every idiot you know is like, yeah, of course we could, but you know that they wouldn't make it like 2 days,
Right.
right? Like without the internet.
Yeah, I think this past year has proven that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like they just couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it to save your grandparents. They're not going to do it for $1 million.
Yeah, no shit. Like every like the grand ideal that all they want to do is just sit in a secluded place and read books, but that's not what they want to do. Like you just don't want to do that.
No.
So like the idea is very romantic, but I feel like the movie does a great semi documentarian job of dispelling the romanticism about shitting into different sized buckets depending on
We
how
have
tall you
how
are.
bad your knees are and
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm,
how big your vehicle is.
mm-hmm.
I live in a Prius, so I use the 5-gallon bucket.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was like there's this overwhelming sadness to certain portions of the story. Like there are people trying to sell the romance of the road and the romance of
Yeah.
the nomadic lifestyle, and it's like, are you trying to convince the people you're talking to or yourself? Like
Yeah.
it really had that vibe about it.
Yeah. Like yeah, the dude. Bo. No, not Bo. The hell is that guy's name? Bill, something with a B. The dude who like is the evangelist for the
Oh
nomad
yeah,
lifestyle, that guy. Like, oh, I never say goodbye to people. I just say I'll see you down the road. All right, bud. Let's. All right.
yeah. That guy feels like a shyster.
Yeah, that's also what I assumed. Every time that they showed like him reading or talking to people, I was like, how is this guy trying to huckster money out of these folks? Like, not a lot of money to be huckstered from this group of people.
That's what I was trying to gather. Like, are they using this? Are they using this nomadic caravan, like burning old person situation
Mm-hmm.
to like skim people's retirement checks, like their social security money? I couldn't quite figure it out. And then all of a sudden they're just all leaving. I'm like, so is this literally just like a Burning Man thing where they're just showing up for a very small period of time?
Yeah, like
Or
a
like,
con.
yeah, like I didn't quite get it. I was trying to figure it out. And then they all just leave. And I'm like, I really don't understand what's happening here. Like there are places and plot, like pieces of the story that they introduce that feels like a real documentary would have given us a
Narrated.
little more,
Mm-hmm.
a little bit of narration. So much of this was so exposition driven,
Yep.
but they didn't expose like
They
what's
didn't
going on.
expose.
Yeah, like we're going to give you all this exposition but not really tell you what's happening. We're going to tell you like about these people that you're never going to see again
Mm-hmm.
and you're never going to get a connection to beyond the scenes you're looking at. But also we're not going to explain what's going on and why they're here. Like it was just so frustrating for that.
Yep.
Like, and I wasn't enamored with it the way some people must have been for it to win these awards. Like it just didn't feel. It felt like an experimental film that just didn't. The experiment didn't succeed. At least not for me.
Yeah, and I it was real hard for me to understand exactly what I was supposed to feel, because it didn't feel like there was a message, like an intent. It felt like there was a lack of intent. Like it was very unintentional. It's like, well, it's a nonfiction work, right, by the person. So like this is a thing, but you can't make a 2-hour movie about a thing without an agenda. You know what I mean? Like there isn't a debate. It didn't really seek to educate me in any fashion. Like there wasn't a conflict.
It almost felt like they shot a bunch of documentary footage and they're like, we got shit here.
Mm-hmm.
But if we get Frances McDormand to act opposite of this documentary footage we have, we can make something out of it.
You know, that's actually shockingly not far from what happened.
Oof.
Linda May was supposed to be the main character of the movies. Yeah. And then
Would that have been Chloé Zhao? Who's Linda May? I don't know.
Linda May she had two old white lady friends.
Oh, okay.
She had Sparky, not Sparky. She had one of them dies. The other one moves to her trash house. It's the trash house lady. She was supposed to be the main character, but obviously from the scenes you watch her in, is not interesting enough to watch for 2 hours.
Right.
Right. But Frances McDormand can carry a movie for 2 hours.
Yeah.
Which, spoiler, she does. I threw my socks at you. What are you?
I found it interesting that she went by Fern, and it's Frances McDormand, and David Strathairn goes by Dave.
Yeah, well, almost everybody in the movie just goes by their name.
Yeah, well, because they're all real people.
Yeah. The amount of real people in the movie is what's wild.
It is. It really, really is. So here's something I need to look up, because I was thinking this as I was watching the movie. The guy who comes on as David Strathairn's as Dave's son
is his son. Yeah,
it looks just like him.
Oh, it's his son.
It is his son. Good. Yeah, because that was just like, oh, that's got to be his son, because he looks fucking just like him.
Oh yeah, no, it's definitely his son. And every time I looked at that guy, I could just not see him as the dude he played in Expanse. Which I fucking hated that guy when he showed up, but God, I love that guy. Character evolves in a
speaking in his belter patois.
His patois. Oh God, that guy. I think in the books that guy sucks all the way through, but they've kind of collapsed a few characters into just a shorter number of characters for the show.
Yeah.
And I feel like they must be interesting as a writer, because like James S.A. Corey also writes the show.
Right.
It must be interesting now that they've written the entire arc of the Expanse series, but the TV show is like half the series behind, that they can, I'm not going to say fix problems they had in the books, but they can edit the content in a way that is more appealing to the TV by manipulating their characters that way, which must be a really interesting creative process.
Yeah, there's really no need for adding new characters when an existing character can fulfill the same role. Casting out a new character, getting an audience to build time, getting to know this person, when it's just like, we just used some dude we had on here last year. You already know that he's kind of a dick, so we can shortcut a lot of that to make
Yeah.
him the bad guy for this season also. We just need to make sure we don't kill certain people. We just keep advancing their story.
Yep.
Yeah, speaking of that, I really liked how that played out and how they, spoiler, killed Alex. Because
Yeah.
that guy was a turd.
That guy was a turd,
And I
and
was really curious to see how they were going to do that.
they were not fucking around.
Nope. They killed him dead.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what that's gonna mean.
Oh, they've already got that other guy. They're going to kind of sidle in there as the new
Bull.
pilot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So the other funny thing to me is I've been doing my slow rewatch of The Sopranos, and the last couple of episodes that I'm watching are episodes that David Strathairn shows up in.
Oh,
So it's just
real
like,
young.
oh yeah, he was. I mean, he was still. I mean, he was in his 40s at the time.
Oh my god, how old is that guy?
He's got to be in his 60s. I'd
I guess that's
assume.
only 20 years. You know what? I don't know how time works.
Yeah, I mean, the episodes that I'm watching now were in 2003, I think 2002, 2003. They were released. So, yeah.
Oh my god, that guy. 71.
Oh well, there you go.
71. Holy shit.
And he doesn't look a whole lot different.
No.
His hair is just grayer.
Yeah, but it's been gray in like literally everything I've ever seen him in.
Yeah. Yep. I really like him.
Yeah, I like him
I
too.
thought he did a great job in this. I mean, he just filled the role of being there when she needed to be there. I mean, his role just seemed to be for her to tell somebody no to over and over again. Like, and it feels like that that had to be a scripted part. Like the just how negative she was toward him. I don't think she could have maintained the connection she had with the other people if she was as negative with them as she was with him.
Yep, I was thinking the exact same thing. That
It's
they
like,
had to have somebody on the inside for that.
Yep. Yeah, and I think because of that, it was more of one of those things that it just felt like the veil between illusion and reality was just too thin. It's like I keep seeing through the curtain. I keep seeing what you're doing.
Yep. I'm looking for pictures of this guy when he was young.
They don't look a lot different.
He doesn't look a lot. This dude's first role was in 1964.
Holy shit, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He was 15. I can't find a fucking picture of it. Because I think it was like a TV show, and I'm sure he was just on there for like an episode.
Oh, yeah, probably.
She was still in black and white. God.
Another World. That's pretty sure that's a soap opera.
Yeah. Unless he's this nerdy kid here, which I don't think he is. Anyway.
Well, then he's 15 years before his next role.
Yeah. You must have really sucked.
Right?
Dude didn't start working again until my birthday. Until I was born. I wonder if this guy's ever won any awards.
Oh my god, I found a picture of him from 79. I'm going to share it here in a moment. I found it on IMDb.
He won a Women Film Critics Circle Award. Oh.
That guy, the one in the hat, that's him. I
boy.
recognize him by his nose.
Yeah, oh boy.
But yeah, that's him.
Well, all right, buddy.
So yeah, this looks like a stellar film.
Yeah, I see a lot of naked dude butts.
Yeah, I was looping around to that. Naked dude butts. There they are.
Well, all right. Well, God, remember we talked about Mortal Kombat? Fuck. The challenge in talking about this movie is that there's nothing to fucking talk about.
No.
And I do not understand how this movie, like, I understand maybe from a functional and production aspect, like how the movie is. It's kind of like, did you ever see 1917?
It's still on my DVR. Haven't seen it yet.
Okay. So, like, you know the shtick with it, right?
Yeah, it's all
It's
one
single
shot.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So, like, I can understand, like, winning an award for, like, the the accomplishment of a certain level of mastery of filmmaking. And so, like, maybe the work that Frances McDormand put into living this life to do this quasi documentary really elevated the craft in that way for the movie. But also, the movie is not interesting
No.
outside of the meta elements of the movie.
I'm sitting here trying to think what the basis of this movie winning an award is. And so as I start peeling back the layers, because my gut reaction is, man, this movie was just dull.
Yep.
There's not much compelling about it.
Mm-hmm.
But I start peeling back the layers, and all right, first, Frances McDormand.
No, that's the shining star.
Yeah, she deserves awards. She is a wonderful actor. Just she really is.
Seasoned to perfection.
Yep. She puts it all out there, and
Shits in a bucket on film.
yeah, shits in a bucket on film. Floats in the water. Full frontal nudity.
Frances McDormand don't give a fuck.
And she does full frontal emotions too. Like she does a beautiful job acting emotionally and like getting people to, getting somebody to open up in that way. Those emotions had to have been real. Like you're not faking that shit to get somebody to open up like that.
With that guy and her at the end is intense. That is an intense scene.
Yeah. So you've got that. So all right, she gets an award. Good.
Not even
I'm good with that
in my mind.
Then you start thinking about, all right, best director. Chloé Zhao put together this film that is 80-ish% documentary without the staples and the tropes of a documentary, without a clear interviewer. The interviewer is someone inserted into the scene, into the situation, but shot it like it was an interview, like it was a documentary, but didn't ever go to the tropes of documentary that a documentary relies on, like a voiceover. It had just a little bit of title card text at the very, very beginning. So, like the more I peel that back, it's like, all right, I can kind of see where it's something different for a director. It's not your standard straightforward narrative film. It's not your standard straightforward documentary. It's something different. It's clever because it's different. It doesn't tell a good story. They did introduce, when they introduced the politics of it and the financial aspects of it, with that conversation with her friends, with her sister's husband.
Yep.
Like that was really interesting. Like that almost was a narrative. Like
It was almost a narrative. It's like we kept flirting with a story.
but anytime it got too close to being a story, we backtracked and went a different way.
Out. Yeah, she had to nope out real quick.
Right.
You can stay here if you want. No, I'm going to abscond into the night. That's a normal human reaction.
Yep. So I can kind of see the director. Then I start thinking, well, do you give it to the producers who like put this thing together, like who made this thing happen, made people get into a situation where they're talking to an award-winning actress that they think is just this person named Fern? Or do they know it's her? Like, but they're sitting there, telling their life story, but they're telling it
in front of a camera.
In front of a camera, but also with this weird, like, time dilation of this is set 10 years ago.
Mm-hmm.
But this is not, these people are telling their stories live. Yeah. So, like, just setting that all up, it seems like that'd been a challenge. And for what they were trying to do, I think they succeeded.
I do.
And the award you give producers is the best picture.
Mm.
So while I don't think it was as good a movie, I hope that it's not groundbreaking in that other people try to make movies like this.
Ugh.
I mean, really, Borat's the one that perfected this.
Okay, but
that's the thing.
Let me run this by you. Is not Mortal Kombat just Nomadland retold?
You're gonna have to sell me on this one.
I can't. I was just
all right. Well,
I was hoping the joke would die there, so I wouldn't have to justify it any further than that. Although Scorpion could be Frances McDormand, and Hell could be the west of this country.
Ooh.
Which would make Sub-Zero Empire.
David Strathairn is Cole because he just wants to get back to his family.
Mm-hmm.
And that kid.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you're substituting a child for a grandchild, but all right, I'm willing to bridge that gap.
And her friend Sparky, or whatever her name was, clearly Kano.
Sparky's the one that died, so she's the other one.
Clearly Kano.
Oh well, yeah. Yeah, and Bob's the bad guy.
Shang Tsung.
Sure. I will reiterate, I have no nostalgia for Mortal Kombat. So, except for the very obviously American words and names, I have a hard time remembering a lot of those.
Don't worry, I got them all locked up.
I will admit to that, a bit of racism.
Well, tell me, Liu Kang and Kung Lao aren't different enough for you to remember?
Kung Lao was actually that name was actually floating around in my head, like as a name. Is this a name or is this me being racist? So I'm glad I got that one right.
It's both.
It's both.
It's the guy with the fucking saw blade hat. That's my boy. That was my go-to.
That hat was ridiculous.
Well, Lena is out.
Yeah, I saw that.
30-second cameo. Christ in a cracker, my mic won't work. I restarted and troubleshooted, and still nothing. Well, I loved the movie, and I'm happy she won the Oscar. I don't know which she's talking about here, but I'm going to assume Frances McDormand.
Yeah.
Boo on the rest of my commuter computer shenanigans.
Well, that happened. So, I mean, I guess as I break it down, I can kind of see how it won. I'm not thrilled with that. Like, if those were the reasons it won, because I honestly, other than Borat making movies like this where you're taking real people and inserting somebody into them,
Mhm.
I am not crazy about this style of movie. And even
So
that, I if I never see another Borat movie, I'm okay. Like I enjoyed the ones that I've seen, but I don't need to see more of that.
I didn't even see the second one. I was kind of finished with the first one.
Makes
My
sense.
mom just posted, just finished Nomadland. Although the main character's performance was exceptional, the movie was kind of blah. Right?
Yeah,
Apple doesn't far from the tree fall.
that is an accurate assessment. Well done, Robin. Uh, so you know what? I don't know about you, but I think I'm done talking about this movie.
Sold.
However,
Oh boy. Do you want to talk about the big dog that happened this week? Hold on. I haven't started Bad Batch. I didn't even know it came out yesterday.
oh, it came out yesterday, yeah, and the
I,
the other episodes are going to come out on Friday. So you're getting another episode on Friday.
okay.
Episode 1 is like 75 minutes long.
Oh my god. Oh,
Yeah.
all right. Bad Batch
I
was
haven't
the
watched.
only Star Wars thing that was interesting to me out of like, all the shit that they announced.
Yeah.
Like it was the only one that was even remotely interesting to me.
I am not. I am not up on Clone Wars anything. Like we took Holden to see the movie when it came out.
Didn't even know there was a
There
movie.
was there was a movie that came out in like 2011, 2012. I don't remember exactly. It was a while ago.
Sure.
Um, saw that. Saw a couple of episodes of the first season, like literally like two or three, and I'm like, man, we watch enough kid TV in this house. I don't. It wasn't. I just didn't continue with it.
Uh-huh. Uh-huh.
So the only thing I'll say is I have seen the first episode, and I am considering going back and rewatching the Clone Wars because of this. Like I enjoyed this. There's one part
Here's
of it I didn't, and I have a feeling you will not enjoy the same part.
Mhm.
But we can talk about that after you've seen it.
Sure. I will make it a priority. Um the Clone Wars is good, but for a lot of little things. Like the clones in the Clone Wars are excellent. Like it takes a while for the thread to kind of gain some steam, but there are some like deeply philosophical humanist shit going on with those clones, and the writers of the story are like, you were just gonna lean into this.
I I don't doubt that at all,
Yeah,
and just in a little bit I've seen,
yeah,
it
I
was good.
enjoyed that.
No, but the big dog, the one I'm planning on talking about and spoiling, is Invincible.
Fuck yes. Oh god,
Man,
it was so good. It was so good.
oh, it was excellent. Holden watched all of it on Friday night.
Hmm.
Uh, while other spoilers, we were at your house
Hmm.
having a fully vaccinated game night.
Oh, for the first time in 100 years. Romeo, what is your fucking deal? What do you want? I fed you like 10 minutes, no, an hour ago. You cannot possibly be hungry.
Yeah, just the solid stream of text that started. Uh, Let me see. It started at 8:47 p.m. And when we got home, I think it was around 2 a.m.
Hmm.
He was at the part at the end where Mark
Hmm.
is in the hospital.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah. So like that was intense. So I sat there and watched the last 10 minutes with him, whatever that was. There's not much left at that point.
Hmm.
Um, Yeah, I was really happy to hear that they were getting a season 2 and 3 pickup already. Just because that last scene where they give you that montage of shit that's still going on that you may have forgot about. Spoiler, I totally forgot about some of that stuff.
Yep.
And I was really glad they gave that because it was just like, yeah, what else are you going to be doing? Like, haha, you got nothing going on. And then it was like all this other shit that he has no clue is just simmering under the surface. Yep.
God, it was really good. And what I appreciated about the show overall, aside from the astounding voice cast,
Oh, that was
outrageous.
exceptional.
And fucking J.K. Simmons, god damn. The story was consistently good the whole way through. It does feel like the last episode they were rushed for time because there's some bits of the animation that look real janky. Like in the middle of the fight between Omni-Man and Invincible, like some of those Omni-Man renders are real rough.
I wasn't sure if there was some of those that were stylized. Like there was a couple where he's flying right at Mark and his eyes are just like almost going in opposite directions. Like he is just crazed. Almost like anime level.
Just
crazy. Just absolutely blow out the style that you've established for telling the story to this new, just outlandish style to amplify the action that's going on.
Yeah, well, so specifically, there's one scene that I remember, like, so he's beaten the shit out of Mark, and he like he's punched him into like Mount Fuji or something. He lands next to him, and like he just looks like jagged. Like there are no smooth lines on him, and he looks almost like a cat that's got his fur up.
Yeah, that might have been.
It was just like a weird. I don't know. It's just like really weird. But otherwise,
the one thing I did notice though about the last episode was that Kirkman wrote it. He wrote the last episode, so I don't know how many of the episodes he actually wrote, but for him to take on writing the episode, I thought that was pretty great.
Yeah. So this is a testament to how well written the season was. Just, dude, you have got to be quiet or you're going to get locked out of here. What are you doing?
Okay, so Kirkman wrote the first episode and the last episode.
So here's the testament to the writing, all right? In the fight at the end between Omni-Man and Invincible, I could honestly not tell you if Omni-Man was going to kill Invincible or not.
Yeah.
I honestly thought there was a good chance he was going to do it.
Right. Yeah, I was right there also. Like
I just could not look away.
Well, there's also that point, and it's probably about 5 minutes before the turn, where I'm like, because that fight lasted a long time.
I found out that's the whole episode. Yeah,
it felt like it lasted 3 hours. Like it was just brutal to watch. But there's that point, just a couple, like it was still probably about 5 minutes before the turn, where it's like, there's no pulling out of this. Yeah. Like something's going to have to happen to completely incapacitate Omni-Man, because no matter what Mark does, he's not winning this fight. Like that, he's just not without an extreme amount of help.
Yeah, and that's why I thought they might do it.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't know what that was going to mean for everybody else in the show that had already gotten picked up, but
well, you also, I mean, there's also like cloning is a thing, and like there's all these things. There's a lot of options there that, like, her death isn't death. This is a comic book.
Yeah,
but they establish good options for why there might not be. You know, why there might be an ability to come back.
Yeah. It was just very good.
It really was.
Consistently solid all the way throughout.
Yep.
Very happy it got picked up for another 2 seasons.
Yeah, I wasn't sure what I was going to think of it, and I was really, really impressed with it.
Yeah.
A lot of fun, a lot of good playing with the superhero tropes.
In a way that doesn't just feel like The Boys.
Yeah. Well, The Boys or Watchmen, which
Mhm.
are
Yeah, the
two
two
of the
other.
big ones right now that are messing with the superhero tropes. Um, yeah, yeah, I really dug it. Though I'm still waiting for them to realize that the what are they the Mahler brothers?
Yeah.
That those dudes have aging technology, and so they can just age up Monster Girl
Yeah.
so that she doesn't like. Oh, we're gonna put you in the tank for a week to make you 15
Offset.
years older, so that as you use your power and de-age, it's not gonna
Yeah.
you're not gonna de-age to nothing to a
Mhm.
fetus.
I'm sure Cyborg will figure that out, or
Uh,
Robot will figure that out.
I really liked what they did with the voices on that too,
Yeah.
because I didn't realize at first that Cyborg had uh, a robot, I should say, robot had uh,
Zachary Quinto.
y- yeah, that he had used Rexplode's DNA.
Hmm.
It didn't dawn on me at first, and he starts talking. I'm like, man, that are they modulating Zachary Quinto's voice? No, God damn it, it sounds like Manzukis. Like I kept feeling like it was him, and then like at some point within the scene, Rex like, fuck, why'd you use my DNA? Um, and then it was like, oh, it is perfect. Like the
Hmm.
they had fun with things like the voice talent.
Yep.
And I said it before and I said it again. I'll say it again. Casting Sandra Oh and Steven Yeun, when those people just sound like they're people who live in the Midwest, like everybody who's is two generations into the Midwest was great
Yep.
because you had an Asian woman who didn't there was no there's no accent to her voice at all, played by an Asian woman. I was like, yeah, sure, good,
Hmm.
absolutely, that's the way it should be.
Yep. Yep. I was just very. The whole thing was very well done.
I was ridiculously amused by the just solid string of messages.
On that wild ride. Oh, before I forget, dude, have you seen the Mitchells versus the Machines?
No, I saw the ad for it, but I have not seen it.
It is excellent.
Really?
And you know I do not recommend children's movies.
Yeah.
It is exquisite.
Julie keeps turning around to Erin and like teasing her with it, saying, this movie looks like the family fights a Furby at some point because we have a Furby. So, and like Erin doesn't want it awoken. Her friend Olivia keeps trying to steal it from us.
Well, I mean, Aaron might let her take it.
I keep telling her I'm keeping that damn Furby if she didn't want it.
Anyway, you
So
should.
good stuff.
Yeah, as a family, you should watch it.
All right.
I was in stitches.
Cool. Cool.
Stitches. It's very clever. It's also by the people who did the Lego movie,
Oh, okay.
so they know
Oh
they
yeah,
know
they're good.
comedy.
Yep. They're great.
They know how to tell a goddamn joke.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
And I will listen to Abby Jacobson voice act just about anything.
I don't know who that is.
She have you watched Disenchantment?
That's the one that looks like Simpson style art.
Yeah.
I tried. I couldn't get more than about half an episode in. It just wasn't for me.
She's the princess. Let's see. Did you ever
Oh,
watch
okay.
Broad City?
Nope.
Running out. Damn it! I know she's done other voice acting things too. Abby Jacobson. Also, I'm gonna marry her someday.
ASMR videos on YouTube, is that?
I don't think so. That doesn't sound right. BoJack Horseman. That's not gonna do it. You know what, Tony? I got nothing. I don't think that any of this stuff is your.
Let's
Yeah.
see. I've seen Neighbors too. Apparently, she was in that.
Know what that is?
Yeah, no, I'm looking at this list as well, and like I'm having a hard time even connecting the dots to what some of this stuff is. I mean, I know what Inside Amy Schumer is.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
A lot of this looks
Neighbors
like
2.
comedy sketch stuff.
Yeah, yeah. College humor originals. I know what those are. I know what Drunk History is.
Mm-hmm.
That's when we get drunk and talk about old episodes of the podcast.
So anytime we hang out is what I'm
Yep.
hearing.
Yep. A League of Their Own TV series.
Yeah.
All right.
Anyway, it is excellent. Your family will enjoy it.
Fantastic. I will add that to our list.
Yep. All right, Tony. That's like what I got, man.
Yep, me too.
It was a difficult movie to talk about.
It was. I think we talked about it as much as we could.
Yep.
All right. Have a good one. See you next week. We'll talk about Tenet.
Tenet.